Welcome back. Oh, a lot of people in a real estate transaction. Stefan Cancler's with us. He's one of them. Welcome, Stefan. How are you?
Thanks for inviting me.
Well, our pleasure. You know, you've been a licensed Washington State Inspector for a long time. You've served on the board at the State Home Inspector Advisory Board for the past 4 years. I mean, you've kind of done it all. Certified Real Estate Inspector with NAHI, Certified Building Analyst, and you've been on other radio shows and kind of done the...
Yeah, a couple times.
You're the man, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. That's why you got me here.
That's right. So, you know, the sun is out. Most people aren't too worried about the heat in their home. But, you know, you had brought up a pretty interesting thing in this home energy audit.
Yes.
What is a home energy audit?
Well, it's an assessment of the energy efficiency of the home and its components. Basically, you're talking about the shell, the building, how leaky is the shell. If the shell's not holding the heat, then you're losing a lot of heat out the building. So you're paying extra money that you don't need to, using more energy than you need to.
So it's kind of a way to save money on your home energy, it sounds like.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So how do you go through a home energy audit? What do you do?
Well, we do a lot of things. We measure the insulation levels. We use infrared technology to detect insulation, detect leaks. We measure the windows, insulation levels. We do a combustion safety test, which is very important. We also do a blower test, which detects the leakage of the building. And then with that leakage gives us a number that rates it between with certain houses. There's an average, or they're very leaky, or they're very tight. And then come up with a prescription to improve the home.
Mm-hmm. And so what are some, we've actually had people on here who say if the home is too tight, it's actually a huge health hazard, though.
Oh, yeah, but there are minimum ventilation rates that we could fall below that. They've been developed by ASHRAE, the engineers, energy engineers have developed those standards. And so what we do is we put planned ventilation into the house, mechanical ventilation. The best kind is both ways. It brings in ventilation, puts ventilation out, so it balances it out, keeps the humidity rate down below 50%.
So you can tighten it, but then ventilate it.
Exactly.
And then you don't have the bad things happening.
Exactly. When the 70s they started doing that, they didn't know about that, and it caused a lot of problems with mold.
So then what are some of the most common areas that people don't have as tight as they need to be?
I would say the top of the house is the most important. There's a lot of holes in the house, like around the attics. Recessed lights are notorious. They just leak like crazy. Those are some of the areas. And the reason we want to tighten up the top of the house is because you have stack pressure. So you have low pressure coming at the bottom, high pressure coming out at the top. So what happens is that can play with the drafting of a combustion appliance and cause poisonous gases to come into the house, which would be quite deadly. So those are other reasons besides wasting energy that you want to look at that.
So it's not only the tightness, it's also, getting the bad stuff out. So the ventilation is actually a part of this audit.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that seems to make a lot of sense. It's not just it's the kind of the internal safety of a home.
Safety, health, and comfort. If you do all those things, you're going to get energy efficiency.
So then how are these, if it's inefficient, then how do you pinpoint where it is? How do you do that?
Well, like I said, we put a blower door test in the house, and it determines the leakage of the house. Then we go around and find out where those leakage points are.
You put your hand up and see if you can feel the wind.
You can use a smoke pencil. You can wet the back of your hand and
What's a
feel the air.
smoke pencil?
Well, it's a device. It's like a toy. Basically, it has locomotive smoke in it, and when you hold it up to something,
you'd see
the blower door is pulling air out of the house, so it's going to suck the air into whatever hole it is. Could be a rim joist, could be a light, an attic, plumbing penetration, anything.
So this is a pretty massive inspection beyond maybe what somebody usually does when they are just going to go buy a house.
Right. It takes about 3 or 4 hours to do a good one.
And this is not like inspecting the foundation this is kind of above and beyond at this point?
Right. But we do inspect the foundations too, because if we're looking for water situations that can cause, that's a health hazard in the home, that also relates to energy too. So we do look for that, but not structural, no.
We're here with Stefan Cancler, owner and lead inspector with Full House Inspection Services. Stefan, so you pinpoint these areas, whether they're recessed lights, whether it's holes in the window, whatever it may be. And then what are some of the best recommendations or solutions for this?
Well, we have what we call preferred contractors that know about energy efficiency and how to perform these tasks. So what they do is they come in and they seal the house up. It could be they seal with foam, spray foam, and they insulate it. and just tighten the box up, wherever it needs to be done. So they go through the house. It's probably the best bang for the buck, really. You get the best benefit from doing that.
And do you see that there's a lot of money to be saved then? I mean, do you see it almost instantly in your heating bill?
I would say yes. Absolutely. You can save at least 15 to 30% or more. Depends on the house and what you do. And the more things you combine, the more
you're going to have to come to my house.
The more things you combine, the better you're going to be. And right now there's a program in the city, and also Puget Sound Energy has a program as well, that homeowners can come to and get these energy audits for $95. And they get some contractors coming to do the work. They can get easy financing, and they can put it on their energy bill, spread it out over 20 years, and the cost is less than what they're saving. So they actually put change in their pocket. It's a no-brainer.
Really?
Yep.
That's something Puget Sound Energy offers? So do they come call it Puget Sound Energy contracts you essentially, or?
I work with them. I also work with City Light, the Community Power Works. It's a federally funded program, $20 million come from the federal government.
Is there any reason why somebody wouldn't do that?
I can't think of any.
So, okay, so tell us again.
I got a lot of people calling me to do it.
So this is something that is financed. I mean, they put it in the bill. And does that bill then stick with the home, or when you sell the house, does it come due, or how's that work?
No, unfortunately, the bill stays with the person, so they can't transfer it over. That would be nice. That would be the next step.
Yeah. So, okay, well then, so you guys come out, you check the place for inefficiencies, and this can be done for like $100, and then anything needs to be fixed can actually
bring in the contractors to do the work. Could be HVAC, could be insulation, weatherization. There's a lot of different contractors out there that do different work. Carpenters, sometimes you need carpenters.
And then they end up actually spreading this out over time so that you can pay less money per month while paying down your whatever your expenditure is.
Exactly. That's the idea.
Well, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, see?
Nobody's told me, David. Yeah. Stefan, thanks so much for joining us. We do have to go to break. When we come back, David Bill will join us. Maybe he'll tell us why he's never told me I need a home inspection like that. We'll be right back after this break. You're listening to Brashenomics.